Hello everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing one of my little unboxing videos. These are pretty much unedited, just quickie bonus videos that I've been throwing in on the channel to show you some new stuff that I get sent, sometimes some vintage purchases. Today we're going to have two fragrances that I've bought, one from eBay and another one, the first one here, that I've been sent free by, as we can see, Haramain. So they've sent me a new fragrance from them, and we've got a couple of fragrances on the side here. The reason I've got those is going to become apparent. La Venture from Haramain is one of my favourite inexpensive Creed Aventus clones, so that's why I've put that one there. And we may see in a moment why the other fragrance is in shot. So I'll try and get into this as quickly as possible with my knife. By the way, if you are interested, there is a written review by me of Gucci Guilty Absolute, which you can find on my written review website. I'll put the link in the description below, and I'm starting to try and get a little bit more active with that and do some written reviews on a regular basis. So if you're interested to check those out, the link is in the description below. So a nice box here that came in the post this week from Haramain, opens up pretty easily. Let's see what we've got inside it. So there's a lot of kind of polystyrene stuff there protecting it. That's good, and a little slip from the distribution people saying with compliments. So let's get stuck into the actual fragrance in question. Let's see what we got. So well packaged there with some bubble wrap, and we can get rid of that box now. So it looks like we've got fairly extravagant presentation on this one. Actually, even the Aventus clone that I've showed you there, La Venture, comes with a rather nice presentation box. So let's see what this one's all about. Okay, so we've got two layers of bubble wrap, down to the last one. Now, try and be careful with my knife. Okay, there we are. So, here it is. So, the fragrance they have sent me is this one. Whoops. Haramain Portfolio, that's their upscale range of fragrances, and this one is called Neroli Canvas. So we can see very nice box there, really serious for a company that's have some sort of inexpensive fragrances. This one though, not really so inexpensive at all. So Haramain Portfolio is, as far as I can tell, a bit more of an upscale kind of range from these guys. And we have some written information about it somewhere around here. Here it is. Yeah, okay, so yeah, this one is going to cost you, for a 75ml bottle, which I believe we're going to have here, and that's £100 on their website, so it's not an inexpensive fragrance by any means. Let's open it up and see what we've got. Because of the name, of course, I'm thinking, is it perhaps something that's intended to smell similar to Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino? That may or may not be the case. The company have sent me the fragrance notes, so as I try and open it, I'm going to list those. So in the top, we're going to have bergamot, petitgrain and lemon. In the mid, neroli and orange blossom. And in the base, it's amber, cedarwood and musk. So it sounds like it could smell similar to Neroli Portofino, but I don't know that it's necessarily intended to be a clone. When I smell it, I might be able to tell you. So inside the outer box, we have a rather fancy kind of leather effect case, so very much an upscale presentation, very niche kind of presentation, which you would hope, because it's not an inexpensive fragrance by any means. Let's see how that opens up. Okay, so it opens up like that. Hope you can see that clearly. And then we've got a pouch inside, so very, very extravagant, really, presentation, I would say, overall on this one. Let's see how the actual bottle looks. So we've got a nice kind of leathery pouch there. Reminds me of Mancera stuff. And here is the fragrance. So very heavy feeling bottle and a nice silvery plaque. A little bit different to anything else out there. An unusual shape, quite a nice bottle design. Strange in a way that it's a black dark colour, when we would associate neroli type of fragrances with lightness and freshness. So let's see how this one actually smells. And I haven't really prepared my paper strips to smell on very well, but let's spray a little bit. So one small piece of editing here, very nice heavy lid. Let's find out about the scent on this one. So we'll do 2 sprays. Okay, so my first impression is it does smell a hell of a lot like Neroli Portofino from Tom Ford. That's my first impression. It's very soapy, fresh, citrusy. If you've smelled the Tom Ford fragrance, you'll recognise that smell. Whether it's an out-and-out clone, I'm not going to say so just as yet, because maybe there's a bit more to it, but the first impression there was that it's very similar. Let's spray Neroli Portofino from Tom Ford and do a side-by-side. Not identical, but very, very similar. So really nice, fresh, crisp, soapy smell. I'm going to say at this point it might be intended to be an alternative to Neroli Portofino, but I'm not going to absolutely unequivocally say that. I'm going to be featuring it again on the channel soon, probably an in-depth, maybe a full review, or if it makes it into a list of you know, a certain category of fragrance soon, it will be featured again. Whether I love it or not, I haven't decided yet, but on first impressions, very nice, but very similar to Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino. That's not a bad thing, because it's a good fragrance. Here's the other thing then that I got in the post this week, and this one is from eBay. So let's find out what I've bought on eBay this week. Could be a challenge to get into this box, so here we go. Okay, so there's the box that the person sent it in. Fine, that doesn't tell us much. The fragrance in question then is coming up right now. So we've got some bubble wrap as usual, well packaged. Thank you very much to the person who sent it and packaged it safely. So you might be beginning to see what's inside here. So it's actually one that I've already got a bottle up of, but this one came up at a good price and I couldn't resist. So this is Haramain Eau pour Homme from 1984 from the house of Giorgio Armani, and it's the old vintage formula, because when you see that black bit around the bottom, they've reissued it now with a kind of silvery bit around the bottom, but the black bit around the bottom tells you it's the vintage formula. I do have one bottle, but I didn't have one with a box. I may sell some of my vintage backups on, so if you're interested to know about stuff I've got for sale, mainly vintage stuff, but some other modern fragrances as well, email me if you're in the UK, and I do have some items up for sale for really good prices. It's a 50ml bottle, and really, really nice presentation, classic bottle design, and this is the vintage version. Notes on this one then from 1984. We have in the top, actually, well, I won't specify who's the top, mid and bottom, but it's lemon, bergamot, petitgrain, orange blossom, nut, coriander, jasmine, lavender, cinnamon, clove, sandalwood, cedar, vetiver, oak moss and patchouli, and this is a beautiful citrus aromatic scent, rather gentlemanly, and has a nice woody depth to it, some lovely herbaceous aromatics in there. The lavender note is quite pronounced, a lovely fresh natural smelling citrus opening, and quite a lot of oak moss and patchouli in the base, giving it a bit more masculine depth than the one that came about 12 years later, which was Acqua di Gio, their freshie for the 90s. So a really, really classic, fresh citrus fragrance, and great to have the untouched, pretty much, it looks maybe unsprayed, the classic bottle, a 50ml one from some time in the past. It was originally released in 1984, but I'm not sure at which point this iteration was discontinued. So let me know if you've tried Haramain Eau pour Homme, or if you are interested or tantalized by the new one from Haramain. That's Haramain Portfolio Neroli Canvas. As ever, thanks very much for joining me. Whatever you're doing in life, let's project. See you in the next video. Bye bye.
Smelly.